Welcome back to the workshop. It's the middle of a heat wave in the UK. We do occasionally get them. I mean, the heat wave, it's meant to go up to 43. Don't know what temperature it is now. This morning when I went for a run at even 5:15, it was 72% humidity and 18 degrees that early. So suffice to say, it's a bit sweaty in here. Anyway, enough weather talk. I know I'm British, but nonetheless. Few things, and I realise I'm at risk of doing more tell than show at the moment. I'm in such a rush to get this done that I'm sort of doing stuff off camera and then telling you about it and showing it to you, but I will start to film some more actual doing. Nonetheless, let's do a quick recap on what I've done since I got here today. Now, as you can probably tell, I forgot my microphone today, so forgive the hum of the fans in the background. What's going on in here then? I have welded out the two battery box mounts and given those a coat of primer. Those are not going anywhere. I have changed and shortened the power steering hoses. You'll see this one, there's a slightly funny shape, but basically it has to go, it can only go off the rack at that angle, so then it has to go up and round and then sort of come around, and it can only go in on this sort of fitting into there. So it has to be slightly longer than it looks like it should be, just to get through that sort of twist, because it couldn't sort of, I suppose it could sort of go up, round and back, but you know, that looks neat enough, kind of cool. I have removed the battery box, obviously, we'll talk about that in a second. And I've fitted the filler neck. Is that going to work? I don't know, but I'm willing to give it a try. So we'll start with that arrangement, and if needs be, we'll add a bottle. I haven't removed this yet. I'm just going to leave that mounting point there. This, I forget what you can see, what you can't. I haven't removed that yet. I'm just going to leave that there for now. May end up reusing it for something else, may end up putting the bottle back there, we shall see. So next mission is to get this battery box filled up with batteries and work out a way to crane it in. I think, as I mentioned in a previous episode, I forgot to add lifting eyes when I was welding it up. I don't really want to sort of grind it back and weld it some more, so I'm just going to put some straps around it. It's only literally got a lift from the floor to here. No one's going to be getting under it. It's going to drop straight onto its mounts here and here and at the back. So I'm not too worried about using ratchet straps. I'm hoping that I put enough coats of paint on for it not to all to rub off. Of course, just as I finish this segment, then the fans stop. Hey. So let's get the battery box loaded up with batteries. Let's get the mounting bolts for the high voltage junction box bonded into the cover and get the two assembled, and then we can get the start putting the high voltage junction box together, with a view that next time, even if not this time because I don't have any ratchet straps or any straps, next time we get it in and wired up. Slight problem, there should be plastic spacers to go in between these. They don't actually go this way round. I think some of them have to face the other way. I can't remember my 3D model. But there should be plastic spacers to stop them moving around. And I have searched everywhere in this workshop and I cannot find the plastic spacers. So they may be at home. I may have to print some more if I can't find them. But I've been through just about every box in the workshop and I do not know where they are. I mean, maybe that suggests the workshop needs a tidy up. I would agree, but I was hoping to get this back on the road before I devoted some time to doing that. So let's get the threaded rods in and cut to length. Let's work out the cables. Let's maybe find a way to just sort of lock them all down, and then we can come back to the 3D printed parts. So we've got all our cables. I've disconnected the middle one before I put the last one in the end, so at least we've got the pack split in two. And these are our cables that will run out to the our I think will run out to our box, negative and positive. So these will run from one end up the middle and into our high voltage junction box, and from the other end same. Fortunately it looks like there's plenty of length in there, which is great. To run from there up the middle and over, from here up the middle and over. I'm not going to put all the cables in at the same time until we've got our spacers in and we're going to put the lid on, and we're ready to do that all up. So I'm going to take those cables out again for now, just mark them up so we know what's what, mark up the modules as well so we know what order they go in, and then yeah, when I'm back home, have a hunt for those spacers. Whew. So with actually relatively little persuasion, those threaded rods go through. Two more to go in, which will secure it completely, but I don't want to put those in until I've got the spacers in there, but I wanted to check that they would go in. Let's try the lid on. With the lid on, we can confirm that there's space for my printed grommet to sit, and you can tell from the fact that it's squashed down and it still turns. And there's a tiny bit of clearance between it and the battery, which is good. And there's just about space, and if you probably can't see this from there, but there's just about space if we separate these two modules a bit more and squash these ones up a bit more, for the cables to run up between the two modules and through here. I thought there'd be slightly more space, clearly a not uncommon feat of mismeasurement on my part, but that's pretty cool. That will work, so no problems there. So we just need to get our 4 bolts bonded in on the other side, and screw our the bottom of our high voltage junction box down. We don't need to put the lid on yet. We can put the lid on at the last minute once we've got our spacers in place and just run all the cables up. But let's get our high voltage junction box on. Right, that's now fixed on with some JB Weld. Well, JB Weld holding the bolts on, which have got kind of flat head on the other side, so they don't go down and protrude towards the batteries. I'm going to cap on this side, I have printed some, but I printed them rather smaller than that. You can see there's about a centimetre's protrusion above the nut. I may Dremel that off and cap that. I may leave it and just put some bigger caps on. It's not going to look untidy, I don't think. So next thing is to start mounting things on the mounting plate, and that will determine whether or not we need to cut off the excess bits, because some things may foul on there. So let's start getting stuff mounted up onto the plate. So a little bit of work still to do. Got to lock tie everything down. Got to work out exactly where to put my pre-charge resistor. It was going to go under there, it might still go under there. But now that we have those bus bars under there, that may not be a great idea, so I may have to relocate it over here and just sort of lock down our wires, route our wires really neatly to make sure that they can't drift or anything. But that's fine, plenty of space over there if needs be. So yeah, nearly there. I'll probably finish that up off camera if I get a chance, but time is still very precious. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. You weirdo. If you did, anyway, please do like and subscribe, share it around, send me some comments. And yeah, not as much progress as I would like. Time's still really restricted. I booked out 4 days last week. I ended up getting a day and a half. I've booked out 2 half days this week. May not even get those. Chugging along. Sorry, Jamie. I know you want to see this running, so you know whether or not to do the same upgrade yourself. I will get there eventually. Just life keeps getting in the way. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please do like and subscribe. Cheers. Bye-bye.